This seems to be a really cool project from Stanford, and you could actually test it live for free. I don't know what's the limit. To this point, I've only made one article. Basically, the idea is you type in a topic, and then it will use Bing to search all these related points, perform the RAG, write the article, and bring it back to us in this exact structure. So let's check out this example in which I asked for it to produce an article about AI agents situation in 2025. The summary was this. The AI situation in 2025 refers to the rapidly evolving landscape of artificial intelligence, AI agents, and their integration across various industries, marking a significant shift in automation and decision-making practices. This first sentence is generic, but I wouldn't expect something so specific, especially because all my prompt was AI agent situation in 2025. So I'm going to read the rest of the text and then I'll get just the main points where I think that this produced something significant and bring it back to you guys. Okay, I've read enough. I think I have some opinions on this, and I believe that with ScholarDraw I can picture it for you guys. So the way they fetch these informations are pretty interesting. I know you can do this using Bing search from LangChain. This is pretty straightforward. All you really need to do is insert your query, and then it will search for that specific thing. We'll bring back some snippets of the news, but for this case, they will need the entire news. They provide these sources. So this reference right here, bold emerging technologies and artificial intelligence policy for 2025. When you open that, you get a large text. This text, along with all the other sources, are used to create all these different sections. So basically what they do is there's website 1, website 2, 3, 4, and so on. And there are a lot of texts throughout these websites. Somehow they place all this text, and today with the context window getting bigger and bigger, you can insert everything inside that context window. Or they just chunk this out and get important informations out of it. And which are these first important informations? They're basically the main subject for the specific prompt. So I said AI agent situation 2025, and it's kind of generic, so it'll understand the main topics from these articles. So maybe inside this article, what it's talking about is AI regulation. So in the prompting, they will understand that this is a main subject for what I'm searching for. They also might encounter something around AI in finance or AI in education and so on. And this is done not only for this specific text, but for all the other text. And at the very end, we have a list of important topics which we should go through inside of the article, and then they provide that for us step by step. This is pretty good and pretty insightful, especially if you want to get an overview of a specific situation. Here where they mention AI agents are anticipated to manage an increasing share of operational tasks, with projections indicating that they will autonomously handle at least 15% of everyday work decisions by 2028. And it's nice to see that the prompting they made allows the AI to understand this is significant information enough to position it as one of the first informations to keep the reader engaged in the summary at least. But something I feel would be very interesting is if after they got all of these relevant titles, they used each one of these to then perform a new search. And in this new search, you could get actually relevant material for that specific title. And why am I saying this? It's because I'm very interested in the financial sector for AI. But as soon as I read this, I felt like it was very generic. So I looked for the reference, and none of these are referenced to something that specifically talks about the financial sector. You can see that this talks about top 10 tech trends, or something like the year of AI agents, industry gambles, big on autonomous agents. And this isn't actually an article specifically about finance. Let me see, maybe it talks about finance at some point, but it isn't specific on that. And the same is true for down here. They mention finance once more. So it's down here in the case studies for financial services. You would imagine okay, case study for financial service. So there might be a specific research, but it really isn't. They just used the AI ethical dilemma post, and probably at some place they talked about finance here. And finance investment. Okay, let me see. take, for instance, the home device gadgets. Yeah, it's not even talking specifically about financial services. And you can see that the text, because of this, the text becomes pretty generic in the sense of talking about financial services specifically as a case study. The financial services industry is expected to utilize generative AI to unlock substantial value. Generic phrase. Particularly in fraud detection, risk management, and customer service. So this is kind of scary because their reference doesn't contain exactly what's talked about, and maybe I'm viewing this through the wrong way, or the source might be incorrect, but it isn't still in the point where I could just use this and produce articles in which I could post in my blog or any other thing. And here is kind of an example of that, like in the section where they talk about the current state of AI agents as of 2025. As of 2025, AI agents are undergoing rapid advancements, significantly transforming the landscape of automation and decision-making across various industries. Today is day 4 of January of 2025, so it's tough to have this text published talking like if we were in June or something. But still, they launched this website pretty recently. The repository has been around for a while now and has like 16,000 stars and is truly a fantastic idea. Also, to be fair, my prompt wasn't the ideal situation. What they want to do here is actually produce articles. So asking for something that isn't so trendy is way more optimal because you will allow the tool to find relevant sources, and you can just see that from this Discover tab. You'll see that there are way better prompts that actually allows the tool to use its maximum capacity, like neurodegenerative disease patients monitored by wearable devices. This is really interesting, and I believe that there are pretty significant and relevant sources for it to use. So I believe like anyone actually interested in this topic would be amazed to read this article. They also have this co-storm roundtable conversation in which I believe it's just allowing you to talk to data that's in the internet or actually searching for it. For now, I've asked for one more article, which is autonomous AI agents for the financial sector. I didn't specify like 2025 because that limits it for searching into sources that are specifically using 2025 and might not be that reliable since it's just really recent news. Okay, wow, this part of like history, when I started reading this, I was expecting something really recent from like 2015 maximum, and they started talking about the 17th century. And then looking at the reference, it's pretty interesting to see that Forbes was a source here. The title of The Transformative Impact of AI on Financial Service. So down here we have types of autonomous AI agents. This is not just types of autonomous AI agents. These are specifically autonomous AI agents for the financial sector. It would be nice if it had it mentioned there because we have the trading and investment agents, then customer service agents, which is kind of generic, but personal finance advisors, again, inside of the scope of finance, algorithmic trading systems, robo-advisors, and yeah, you get a whole article here like with lots of rich sources and interesting ideas around this specific topic. This is pretty cool. I'll leave the link in the description for you guys to check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then.